You know how people say you don't need to know everything to get started? In fact, most successful business owners and entrepreneurs didn't know how to do everything. They ended up having to stumble through and make mistakes and learn in order to be successful. I know it's easy to say and it's hard to hear sometimes because you kind of get frozen with this fear that you're going to fail. But the only time I've ever done that and been successful at it was a couple of years ago, and it was by accident that I got started. And so I just wanted to tell you, I'm driving my Land Rover out to the airport for a turo rental, as I'm a turo host as a side gig, and it's been more successful than I would have thought, and so I just wanted to share my experience with that. I'd heard that, I'd thought about starting businesses and doing other things in the past, but just never got around to it because I felt like I didn't know enough. I felt like I was going to screw it up, and I didn't want to waste money and all this other stuff. Well, with this turo hosting business, the way I got started is I actually had owned a travel trailer that I rented out just to kind of capture the payments on it, and it was just as an experiment. I didn't open any business or do anything extraordinary. I just rented my travel trailer out a few times a year to kind of recoup the cost of owning the travel trailer. Well, I had stopped doing that, and then I had a buddy that I used to work with in the emergency department that called me and said, "Hey, do you rent out your truck?" And I was like, "No, I used to rent out my travel trailer, but not my truck." And he said, "Well, I don't need a trailer." But he's like, would you consider renting it to me? And I was like, I don't know. And I'm kind of, worried about it getting damaged or whatever. And he's like, well, if you put it on Turo, I can get the insurance on Turo, and then I'll rent it for the week and you'll get paid for it. And so I was like, okay, it sounds good. He's a good buddy, trusted friend of mine. And so I went through the app, and you just sign up to be a Turo host, and then you have to have a new enough vehicle under a certain mileage and all that kind of stuff, which the truck was. It was a 2015 Ram 1500, so it wasn't anything special. It was lifted with bigger tires though, and so I ended up putting it on Turo primarily for him to rent, and I didn't know anything about the settings. I didn't know anything about really any of it. I just kind of quickly went through the process and told him, hey, it's up. And I put it at like $100 a day or something like that. I think it was $99 a day is what he had agreed to pay me. And so I posted it, and I forgot about it. And he went on and said he was going to rent it, right? And so his rental went through, and I didn't even realize I needed to block dates or do anything like that. And then like 20 minutes later, I got notification that there was a rental booked, and it wasn't him. And I was like, what the heck is going on? So I looked, and it was like for a week-long rental of my truck at $100 a day. And I was like, whoa, I just made the monthly payment on this thing with a rental. And then another notification, and two more notifications came through, and I had the whole month of July booked for my truck. And I was like, well, crap, I don't have a vehicle to drive. Now me and my wife are going to have to kind of split vehicles. But at the same time, I was like, I'm going to make over $1,000. After making the payment and the insurance, I'm going to make over $1,000 on this truck in July. And I was like, this is amazing. And so I started to quickly kind of rapidly do research and watch videos and things like that. And then August was the same way. I made even more money in August, and the renters were great, and things went pretty smoothly. And I figured out how to, take the videos and get it to the airport and safely do everything pretty quickly. It's not rocket science to do. And so I really think it's a neat thing to think about. Like, you don't have to know everything to start a business. Every business owner, everybody who struggles through something, whether it's TikTok affiliate marketing, they don't know how to do everything at the start. There's no way to do that. And then you learn as you go. And yes, you make mistakes, and yes, sometimes people get upset about it and that kind of thing, but you move forward and you find success in it. And so I'd encourage you guys, if you're interested in doing something like this or anything that you're interested in doing, just figure out a way to start, whether it's on purpose or accident, and then grind and work at it, and you'll have success.